Viewers at home, my name is Boyere Elizabeth, and I'm also known as Kingdoms Orito. So this phase of the year, this phase that we're going to be learning more about self-development, sexual purity, the purpose, fulfillment, and the gospel of Christ. So today we're going to be learning about the true essence of worship, the true essence of worship. And worship has to do with the way and the manner we honor and adore God. Worshipper, the worship has to, it starts from the worshipper to the personality that is being worshipped and to the way and manner it is being done. Worship, it is a general term which is being used in religious association in religious places, and in Christianity we can say worship is the way in which we communicate with God, because worship is more than just praising God, it's more than just singing songs to God. It has to do with the way we communicate with God, the way we build intimacy with God. And worship has to do with the way we talk to God, we speak our minds to God. Worship in different centers and different worship places, we it's a place where we gather to speak to God, to learn more about God. What does the Bible say about worship? If you look at the book of John chapter 4 verse 24, it says God is a spirit, and they that must worship him in truth and in spirit. That is, we have to worship God in truth and in spirit so that it can be acceptable. The people can worship God in a way that is not acceptable, but the only way we can worship God in an acceptable way is to worship God in truth and in spirit. That is the way true worshippers are accepted to worship God. That is the true way God accepts our worship. We have to worship him in truth and in spirit. What is now the true essence of worship? The true essence of worship is to build intimacy, is to build bond with God, it's to build partnership with God. It is when we have true worship with God, that is when we know the next step to take in life. That is when we know who exactly we are. That is when we know how to fulfill God's mandate for our life. Is when we know the true essence of worship. That is when we can live a life that is pleasing to God. That is when we can live a life that is acceptable to God. And I want us to know something, that anyone who wants to worship God in truth and in spirit must have given his or her life to Christ. A person who is outside of Christ cannot worship God in an acceptable way. So if you're hearing me and you've not given your life to Christ, I would love you to accept Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior. You have to accept him, confess your sin, realize you are a sinner, confess your sin, and start living a life that is pleasing unto God. With this, you are going to start worshiping God, and when you start worshiping God the right way, then you get the real essence of your living. And when you understand the true essence of living, you start fulfilling purpose and you live a life that is acceptable to God. When you do this, then you will be able to be rapturable when the rapture happens. Thank you very much, and God bless you.